And so on and so on.
Our very incompleteness needs to be dealt with, and it's dealt with by ideology. It's smoothed over by ideology, right? Mm-hmm. And so, like, think about the efficacy of the various toilets we're talking about. You know, I think on some level they all deal with quite effectively the incompleteness that's present in the fact that that there's waste, there's byproduct, there's excess, and so like, and there's like no better or more effective way than dealing with the literal excess than the toilet, you know.
The fact that it's even seen as an excess, right?
Right. Well, there's shame. I think about the simultaneity of shame and consciousness. You know. Actually, makes me think Nietzsche. You know, bad faith and fucking.
Well, I was gonna bring up Nietzsche with eating his own shit, but what also comes to mind.
Copropopocetic or something like that.
What is that word?
If that is the word, I'll fucking eat my own shit. I swear to God.
You told me that word, Jake, a while ago.
I know.
Yeah. But I wanted to add another dimension. With so I just moved into a new spot.
Sorry. This just in. Coprophagic. I was close.
Yeah, coprophagic.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, so I just
gotta play that tape. I don't know how close that was. Sorry, Peter. Go ahead.
So I just moved into a new place, and the toilet is unlike any I've ever seen. It's like a regular North American toilet, but the tank on the top of it opens up, and there's a sink with this, you know, looped tap, and every time you flush the toilet, the sink runs and flows directly back into the tank.
So wait, it's built onto the toilet, the sink?
Yeah, the sink is part of the tank of the toilet, and the water comes out. It like sounds like you know, a tap running every time you flush the toilet, and it runs for like a really long time. I think it's meant to give you the impression that you can use it. You know, you can wash your hands using the clean toilet water, but it's only meant to give you the impression, because I don't want to clean my hands with the toilet water.
Well, you're not. So I just finally understood what happens is that the drain of the sink, so that's fresh water. It then goes into the tank of the toilet.
Yeah, but I still don't want to use the toilet to clean my hands
with the toilet that it's stationed on. Yeah.
But it's like, my guess was that it's not even meant to be used. It's meant to be like seen as part of the toilet, because it's
the super ego, man. It's like you should be washing your hands.
And you know, it's a bio toilet. It's meant to give you the impression that you're saving water while you're washing your hands.
Right, because the wastewater that's flushed into the toilet is water that you've washed your hands with, right?
And
it's like the example that Zizek uses of putting seeds in bullet casings. It kind of it cancels out the.
It kind of cancels out the act. So like when you buy, another example is when you buy Starbucks coffee, and like built into the price is the humane practices, the best treatment of their workers. But that's merely to give you the idea that you've achieved something.
Your coffee is $6.50, but 25 cents of it is going to the Somalian children. You know.
So just to
don't think about the fact that you're flushing drinking water into the toilet.
No, we're gonna they're gonna alleviate the fucking stress and allow you to double use the water.
So just to finish the thought, there's the tank is the biggest tank I've ever seen. So it's actually like uses more water than a regular toilet. And then what comes to mind, obviously, is that the fantastic Trump tirade about eco products. Like, we gotta use the toilets, we gotta have the flushing toilets.
The dishwasher. What's the fucking thing with the dishwasher? He's like, so they wanted more water, we gave them more water. They did, they got all kinds of water. We've got more water than no one has ever seen before.
Toilets don't flush anymore, folks. You gotta have big toilets, big flushy toilets.
Toilets.
What the fuck? Yeah. Well, this plays into my
I gotta briefly, like, what he's getting at there. If Trump had a philosophical point, it might be that the ideology of the oppositional political opinion to his, that of ecological politics, is evident in the actual toilet.
Yeah,
he has a problem. It's not a problem with just the toilet when flushed. He has a problem with the politics encapsulated in the toilet.
Toilets.
I kind of agree though, because like those products that they're like austerity, right? They're like Like it's not incumbent on the companies and the mass corporations to do anything about waste. It's up to you, the consumer, to have a shitty little shower head that doesn't do anything, and you look like Jerry with the, he can't get the shampoo out in Seinfeld.
Yeah. No, it's like buying green toilet paper from Charmin, thinking that what you've done for the planet is embedded in your need to purchase fucking toilet paper from a giant corporation owned by, what is it, Procter and Gamble or Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah, it's made from like pulp, like tree pulp from like the fucking
you as
Brazilian
a consumer,
rainforest or something.
Yeah. You as an individual consumer are feeling responsible for the environment. Let us facilitate, your guilt. Let us
mediate it.
Yeah, mediate it. Yeah.
That as well as like the other side, we live in a wasteful society. It's your fault as an individual. How many,
right.
How many cans of
buy
Coke
better, buy better. Well, my fucking bone to pick, so to speak, has to do with urinals. And I remember, this is pre-Zizek, because I remember being actually quite incensed by this urinal, but like I was peeing in it and there's an inscription on the top of the urinal that speaks about it being a waterless device. And so it says to you, by peeing in this urinal, you're saving like, X number of gallons of water per year. And as you pee, like you might be lucky enough to watch the numbers, which are digitized, like increase. So like you'll be peeing, it'll be like 12,166. And while you're peeing, it goes from 12,166 to 167. And you get this like weird kind of like thrill, like you put something in the fucking machine and it gave something back to you. Exactly. Right.
Yeah, like in high school, they had those same toilets, the waterless ones, but because they're designed in such a way like to not need water, they're also extremely splashy. So they put this little they put a little icon where you're meant to pee, just so you aim at the right spot, and it's like a ladybug or like a little butterfly, and just the concept of like being coaxed into aiming in this thing.
Well, coaxing is the word, right? Because actually that is based on the economic principles of this guy that actually recently won the Nobel Prize for Economics. It's called nudging. And it's this idea that you kind of nudge consumers into making the right choices.
Oh my God.
I mean that you got to say it. It's ideology at its purest.
Yeah. Who gets to decide how we're nudged?
Joke's on him though. There was pee everywhere.
But back to this goddamn urinal that convinces you that your pee is actually doing something more than just because
that's a great point. Yeah.
Like on some level, if we take Zizek and understand like this being a situation in which how we treat our excrement is indicative of ideology. It's so interesting to me that moves like this tries to save that, tries to it's like you're not just dealing with your excrement, you're also an ecological hero. You didn't just pee today, you peed in the right place and you did it in the right way, and you've had an impact with something that is automatic, which is biological, that you're going to be doing anyway. So let's have green toilet paper and waterless urinals, and let's plop a sink on top of every toilet. And ultimately it's like you're not just eliminating the excess, you've turned it into something that it's not.
It's a surplus.
Yeah, you've transmogrified it. You've turned lead into gold.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And
in this case,
and Jake, towards that point you were just making, in Zizek's most recent book that I'm reading, Hegel and a Wired Brain, he brings up this example of the closed door button on an elevator that we all know doesn't actually do anything. And he's wondering what function does this serve? Why do we have the closed door button? It's to give you the user's illusion that you're actually doing something. So it's an empty placeholder that sort of convinces you that you actually have control when you don't.
Well, this is the whole thing we've been discussing in terms of the symbolic order, right? Like it's ultimately without substance. It's the signifiers are empty of a concrete meaning. It's just that they're kind of linchpinned in the symbolic order, but not by this kind of, total truth, but the idea, the big other, but the way in which just by itself, a toilet with a sink in it doesn't mean anything, but it means something within the kind of arbitrariness of the symbolic order in terms of
and
ecology.
exactly. And this is actually another level to the joke about the toilet. Is he's joking about structuralism as well.
Into one.